Let us still our hearts, quiet our minds, and center ourselves. The opening words are by Ralph Waldo Emerson. A person will worship something, have no doubt about that. We may think our tribute is paid in secret in the dark recesses of our hearts, but it will out. That which dominates our imaginations and our thoughts will determine our lives and character. Therefore, it behooves us to be careful what we worship, what we worshiping, because what we worship, we are becoming. Steve, would you kindly come and light the chalice for us, please? At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to thank with deep gratitude of those who have lit the flame within us and our community. Before we sing our opening hymn, let me remind our remote participants to leave yourselves muted. However, we want you and whoever is with you to sing just as big and loud as you like. Let's make this a joyous experience. So please, let's stand in body or spirit and sing the opening hymn, Here We Have Gathered, number 360. Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist community of Cambria. We are glad that you have joined us today. Our UUCC sanctuary sits on land that the Saline and Chumash indigenous people have historically inhabited according to their website since time immemorial. We honor their contribution to this region and give thanks for the opportunity to gather in faith on their unceded territory. Let us respect their legacy and protect their history as we occupy this sacred space. As Unitarian Universalists, we celebrate religious diversity and welcome all who journey in search of faith and spirituality. The UUCC is a lay-led congregation run by the democratic process. We invite speakers from different religious traditions and spiritual or scientific as well as community leaders to speak in our pulpit. We encourage presentations covering a variety of topics and areas of interest that connect us with the UU7 principles and 6 values, which are justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. Today's service centers around pluralism. We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. My name is Art Gillingham, and I have the pleasure of being your worship associate for this morning's service.
Hi, Art. Good morning. Hi, Art.
I would like to extend a special welcome to today's guests and visitors. We're glad that you joined us this morning. And if you wish, please raise your hand and/or introduce your guest. Hello, please.
I'm a returning visitor from Florida. I'm Lori Clement.
It's nice
UUCP.
to have you here. Thank you. And if you're not on our mailing list, let me encourage you to do so. Please visit the UUCC website at uuccambria.org. This is a great way to stay in touch with all that's happening. Members and friends, please check out What's Happening, the e-blast sent to you every week. And this is also a great way to stay in touch with our latest news. So if you wish to see this or any of the past Zoom services, the recordings can be found on the UUCC website and on Facebook. So once again, good morning and welcome to everybody. The affirmation is both a recognition of the nature of this community as well as a promise to which we aspire. Let us now sing the affirmation.
Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help, and to help, and to help one another.
We set aside this time for brief announcements that will be of interest to our community and our friends. Please be succinct when announcing upcoming events or updates. So if you have an announcement, please raise your hand. When Andy or I call on you, come up to the podium or unmute yourself and then speak. Do we have any announcements?
Thank you. Good morning. Now I'm switching gears. Instead of soliciting for services to be offered, we have a set of services to be auctioned, and be very exciting. The event will occur on May 24th at 3 o'clock right here. So please join us and bring your friends, relations. It'll be a grand time. This is not going to be dinner, but we'll have food here, just snacks and all that stuff, and some entertainment. Diane. Yay. Okay, thank you.
We're still looking for one more dedicated UU member to be with Kelly, who has agreed so far to be, all right, to be our delegate to the UUA assembly, the General Assembly, and it's in June 18th to the 21st. So it's a 5-day thing, and you have hours per day to be there. And vote for us. So please, somebody volunteer so he doesn't have to do it alone. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andy Fagan. The men's group, it's the first Monday coming of the month, so the men's group will meet here in the sanctuary and on Zoom at 10 a.m. Tomorrow, I'll send out an email with the Zoom link for those of you who want to join online.
And the women's group will meet here in the sanctuary tomorrow from 2 to 3:30. Hope to see you there.
Hello. Greenspace has two events this month, and they're both here. This afternoon at 4 o'clock, be a presentation of a study that has been done this year of mammals in Strawberry Canyon. It's a study that's being done over a number of years, and it's sponsored by the Smithsonian Institution. This will be the reveal of what we found out from 20 cameras over 24 hours for 2 months. That's at 4 o'clock. And then in 2 weeks, Stephen Lloyd Moffat is coming to give a talk, and most of you know who he is. It'll be about a spiritual walk in nature, and that will be at 3 o'clock, 2 weeks from today.
Andy, do we have anybody in Zoom land that would like to make an announcement?
Not at this time, Art. Back to you.
All right. Next week, Carrie Kiwahara, the resident minister of the Makawao Hongwanji Mission in Maui, Hawaii, will present Call Your Mother, Buddha never said that, or a Dharma talk for Mother's Day. This is the fun part. We take this time to celebrate all those who are having a birthday this month. Birthdays are special, a day when we celebrate your entry into the world and honor your existence. If you have a birthday this month, please raise your hand, and when Andy or I call on you, please reveal the special date. Way in the back. Oh, we got two in the back. Here we go. The 6th. Robert, okay. 24. Do I hear a 27? I'm 27. The birthday candles honor all of our friends and family members who are also celebrating birthdays this month. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there someone in Zoom? I didn't see a hand up.
I don't see any hands up, but my son Ben, who has been here frequently running AV, is May 24th.
And Anita. That's right. Thank you.
And hang on, I see Anita. Anita, go ahead and share.
Yes, I celebrate the birthday with Ben, and so I have the same birthday on the 24th with Ted Key also.
Thank you, Anita. And also the auctions, so much happening on the 24th.
Exactly, and I would like,
But I'll use your initials. Diane DeMarco, I think, is also having a birthday on May. Well, these collective flames, these candles, embody all the joys and concerns which may have gone unspoken today, but are deeply felt in this community. Joys and concerns is a time for sharing personal celebrations, sorrows, reflections, or gratitudes. This is a time for community building. Please exercise brevity. Thank you. Okay. The collective flames of these candles embody all the joys and concerns which may have gone unspoken today, but are deeply felt in this community. Our first reading is a responsive reading of the principles and purposes for all of us from the UU Association. We affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We believe that each and every person is important. We affirm and promote justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. We believe that all people should be treated fairly. We affirm and promote acceptance of one another and encourage spiritual growth. We believe that our churches are places where all people are accepted and where we keep on learning together. We affirm and promote a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We believe that each person must be free to search for what is true and right in life. We affirm and promote the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process. We believe that all people should have a voice and a vote about the things which concern them. We affirm and promote the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. We believe that we should work for a peaceful, fair, and free world. We affirm and promote respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are all a part. We believe that we should care for our planet Earth. Let us enter into a place of peace and serenity, where you are one with your spiritual being. Be at peace within your space, where the absence of all that is temporal is its most cherished gift. Let us enter the stillness. When love and compassion are present in us, we send them outward, then that is truly prayer. Further, in sending love outward, we may notice a change in our own heart. The second reading is in two parts. The first part is by the Reverend Sherry Prudhomme, who wrote, "Our UU forefathers made three important theological moves. First, understanding there to be a divine spark in all beings. Second, understanding God's love to embrace all and refusing to separate humankind after death into different groups. And 3, turning to the world, human experience, and other religions of the world as sources of our evolving theological perspective. Because of these moves, our theology eventually grew to embrace a pluralism that those same forefathers might not have thought imaginable. We declare that there are many paths to the sacred. We hold fast to the notion that one religion does not hold all the truth all the time, not even Unitarian Universalists. We maintain that a free, open, and respectful dialogue is one of the primary ways our theological perspectives evolve and grow. Now, the second part of this second reading is a prayer after St. Francis by Christopher Boyce, entitled, "Make Us Instruments of Your Peace." Where there is indifference, may we bring justice. Where there is selfishness, may we bring equity. Where there is stagnation, may we bring transformation. Where there is homogeneity, may we bring pluralism. Where there is isolation, may we bring interdependence. Where there is greed, may we bring generosity. Where there is hatred, may we bring love. Make us instruments of your peace, with love at the center of everything we do. Please stand in body and spirit and sing "We Laugh, We Cry," number 354.
We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel the freedom just to have some time answer. We seek elusive answers to the questions of this life. We seek to put an end to all the waste of human strife. We search for truth, equality, and blessed peace of mind. And then we come together here to make sense of what we find. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found the joy being together. And in our search for peace, maybe we'll finally see, even to question truly is an answer.
Some of you are worn out.
Today's talk is titled You and a You, to be delivered by Jan Musarra. Jan is a 12-year member of UUCC, but in truth, she has been a member all her life. She walked in one day to the Vets Hall and heard the Reverend Rod Richards speak, and has been a UUer ever since. Jan?
It's okay. Got it. There, no. Oh, I'm as big as you guys. Okay. Today's talk is a composite of related pieces. I used a sermon by Reverend Christopher Buse, the gentleman who wrote that Prayer of St. Francis version, another by Reverend Rebecca F. Benner, and then intersperse those with thoughts of my own. I'll try to keep the attributions clear. Both Reverend Buse and Reverend Benner delivered these sermons in 2015, so they're 10 years old. Still, however, relatable. Buse is the minister of Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church in Knoxville, Tennessee. He studied for the ministry at a Quaker seminary, Earlham School of Religion, and continues to find a lot of common ground between the Unitarian Universalism and Quaker Universalist tradition. Chris is a Francophile who enjoys French films and television shows. His adult children, Christopher and Sally, have both studied and worked in France with obligatory parent visits, of course. He has enjoyed his time serving as visiting minister with the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Paris, where he gave himself plenty of time to be a flaneur and meet with folks in cafes. Reverend Benner is a third-generation UUer, ordained in 1999. She left active professional ministry to be a full-time at-home parent to her 3 sons. She still leads a covenant group and occasionally plays trombone at her church in Fairfax, Virginia. Although I'm one of, she says, this is me. Although I'm one of the many who discovered UUism late in life, I've always been one at heart, just didn't know what to call it. So the first part of this talk is Christopher Buse. In the Unitarian Universalist Church, we find inspiration from many different sources. The inspiration for today's sermon comes from a joke. You may have heard it. Question: what's the difference between cats and dogs? No takers? Dogs look at people and say, they feed us, they give us shelter, they take care of our every need. They must be gods. Cats look at people and say, they feed us, they give us shelter, they take care of our every need. We must be gods. I'm not sure if this joke gives us any real insight into the way that cats and dogs think. However, it does remind us of a comment that Thomas Starr King made about Unitarian Universalists. Until 1961, the two were different denominations. In that year, the American Unitarian Association merged with the Universalist Church of America to form the Unitarian Universalist Association, UUA. However, in the 19th century, Thomas Stark King was asked to describe the differences between these two denominations. He replied, he's not the cat and the dog, but Universalists believe that God is too good to damn them to hell forever. Unitarians believe that they are too good to be damned. So we might say that the Unitarians are cats and the Universalists are dogs. Many of us who came into the movement after 1961 think of ourselves as UUs. We do not identify with one tradition, but both. I, this is Buse, am one such person. However, Unitarians and Universalists did bring two distinct theologies into the movement. In Unitarian churches, the emphasis was on worth and dignity of every person and tolerance for differences, whereas the Universalists focused on the text, God is love, and placed emphasis on the ways that human personality blossoms in the larger sustaining love of human community and to the divine. There's value in both traditions. Cats seem to have a strong sense of their own worth and dignity. They are affectionate, but often on their own terms, choosing the place and the moment for any contact with the human members of a household. A cat's attitude toward a dog is usually one of tolerance. There's a live and let live philosophy, but no great warmth or demonstrative affection. Cats are often independent and self-sufficient. We do not claim to know their religious beliefs, but it's possible they're Unitarians. Dogs, on the other hand, are very demonstrative with affection. They run to greet us at the door, they wag their tails, bark, jump up and down, drive us nuts. Around dogs, we get the feeling that the meaning of life is to love and be loved, to express our feelings. So let others know that we are glad to see them, that we missed them while they were gone, to be an open book. Whereas a cat will curl up in a corner for some silent, solitary retreat, a dog wants to be in the thick of things, surrounded by people and love. We don't claim to know a dog's religious beliefs, but it could be he or she is a Universalist. To insert what might at first sound like a random comparison and to stretch the metaphor to the max, in Buddhism, there exists a tension between Theravada and Mahayana schools of thought. In the Theravada school, enlightenment is achieved through silent retreat, self-contained meditation. The goal is enlightenment, and no one can achieve this goal for you. You must achieve it for yourself. No god or gods can help you do this. You must do it on your own. Radical self-reliance is the path to the goal of individual salvation. Once you reach enlightenment or nirvana, you do not return to help others get there. Everyone must get to enlightenment through his or her own efforts. Now, the Mahayana school of Buddhism places special emphasis on compassion. According to Mahayanists, compassion is more important than wisdom or enlightenment. Or perhaps it's better to say that compassion is the necessary fruit of enlightenment, and without it, enlightenment has little value. Here, the goal is to return from that state into the real world. Here, the goal is also to reach enlightenment or nirvana. However, once you achieve it, the idea is to return into the real world in order to guide others to the place you've discovered. The person who returns to serve others is revered as a bodhisattva. I say that right? Bodhisattva, or what folks in the West might call a saint. Houston Smith, a renowned scholar of religious studies, describes the difference between these two schools of thought by quoting poetry. He says, the Mahayana school of thought can be summarized in the words, he findeth not who seeks his own. She findeth not who seeks her own. The soul is lost, that's saved alone. But the Theravada school can be summarized, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must tread the path. Buddhas only show the way. It appears cats belong to the Theravada school and dogs to the Mahayana school. Of course, this tension between self-reliance and compassion for others is found in many other aspects of life. In some ways, the Theravada school is the Republican Party of Buddhism. The focus is on self-help, working for personal advancement, and not looking for handouts, but opportunities to move up in the world. The Mahayana school might be called the Democratic Party of Buddhism. The ideal is, once you've made it in the world, to help others move on up as well. Personal salvation is not enough. You got to help others make it also. We see this similar dichotomy in Unitarian Universalism. Unitarians believe human beings are truly created in the image of the divine. In other words, human beings are, at heart, good and can, in fact, live up to God's expectations for them, much like the punchline of the joke when the cat says, "We must be gods." The doctrine for the original Universalists, on the other hand, was that of salvation. They believed that God is so good, that God's love for humanity was so great, that every person in the end will be saved. And they believed there was no such thing as hell. That was a radical belief 200 years ago. However, both Unitarian and Universalism shared one central calling: to create a sacred kingdom here on earth by working for greater peace and justice. They both also were non-creedal faiths. Nobody had to sign a statement of belief when they had joined either church. And after being under consideration for over 100 years, the Unitarian and the Universalist disciplines joined together in 1961. And we have changed from then, a religious tradition that was clearly and explicitly Christian, to one that embraces the pluralism we find in the world and within our own congregation. Now, this is me talking. In the recent UU World magazine, I enjoyed reading the last page where they usually insert a faith journey feature. Did anyone here read that? It was in the very last magazine. This one was entitled, "A Child's Question Led Me to Unitarian Universalism." I'll quote the first paragraph as told by the author, Paula Gribble. She says, "I began attending a Unitarian Universalist church in 1997 in East Lansing, Michigan. I was a single mom, lived with my daughter, my best friend, and her daughter. Our girls had a lot of questions. Questions we would answer with, well, some people believe, and other people believe. One day, very frustrated, my friend's daughter yelled, 'I don't care what some people believe. What do we believe?' I was so taken aback, but she was so right." It's much easier, this is me, I think, to define ourselves, we UUs, by enumerating the things we don't believe, as Margot did 2 weeks ago. It was a great service, great talk. And when she read Reverend Schwartz's sermon, she read, "I don't believe in the cross, I don't believe in the resurrection." The Reverend Rebecca F. Benner reminded us of a concept the Unitarian minister Theodore Parker stated in his sermon, "The Transient and Permanent Christianity." It is that our 7 principles and our 6 sources, and now our 6 values, command that we are to discover and love the divine, the sacred, with all our mind, heart, and soul. That we are able to find that which calls us beyond ourselves, that which reminds us we have the ability to serve truth and goodness wherever it is found. The second part of that is that we are to love our neighbors as thyself, which determines how we want to act in this world, with justice and compassion, with an awareness of our connection to all those around us. The third part, according to Benner, might be that the process of religion is ongoing. There's always more truth to be found. Our faith is never finished. Our spiritual journeys are our own. Each of us has the freedom to make his or her particular journey in his or her particular way. That does not mean that we can believe whatever we want, but within the bounds of honesty and integrity, within the bounds of loving that which is ultimate and loving our neighbor, there is a tremendous amount of room for religious exploration and learning, for diversity of belief and diversity of practice. Reverend Benner elucidates. There are days, she says, when I want to believe in a personal God who will enter my life and take care of me. But Unitarian Universalism challenges me to be honest with myself and with you, my religious community. I must acknowledge that as much as I sometimes want this belief, it is not a part of my faith or my experience. Reverend Buse tells us, for many, there's a strict dichotomy between these ways of looking at the world. It is self-reliance versus compassion. It is either or instead of both and. There's something to be said for self-reliance and individual autonomy. As the Sufi mystics teach us, we all need times alone, for only when a glass of water is taken out of a raging ocean can it be still. And we all need those moments of stillness and solitude. However, we also need to love and be loved, to express ourselves, to be demonstrative about how we feel. These are human needs and perhaps deeper than human. Perhaps cats and dogs and all creatures of the earth and sky feel those needs too. When the Unitarians and Universalists merged in 1961, it formed a combination of two different kinds of creatures. Occasionally, if you go to denominational gatherings, you'll find someone who laments the merger, someone who deeply regrets the day it happened. There are folks who trace all the source of all evil in the world to the decision to merge. But if you join this movement after the merger, you might have always thought of yourself as a UU. At any rate, it is just possible that we need both cats and dogs in the world, that we need Unitarians and Universalists, Theravada and Mahayana Buddhists, even Republicans and Democrats. In order to be whole and complete persons, we need to cultivate our self-reliance and our ability to give and receive love, our humility, and our pride, our times of solitude, and our times of compassion. The prophet Isaiah envisioned a day when the lion and the lamb would lie down together. To which Woody Allen commented, "The lion and lamb may lie down together, but the lamb won't get much sleep." Cats and dogs do often lie down together, seeking in their own unique way to accommodate other creatures that are not exactly like them. So perhaps there is hope for peace, peace in the world, peace between the Unitarians and the Universalists, the Theravada and the Mahayana, Republicans and Democrats, and even cats and dogs. Thank you.
The morning offering will now be given and received. Please remember that we are a self-sustaining congregation and provide all financial resources for our many ministries. We recognize the spiritual value of generosity and invite you to participate. If you are viewing this remotely, please use one of the methods shown on the screen. Thank you. Our thanks for the gifts given and received for the work of this community. Now, would you please stand in body or spirit and sing the closing hymn, Our World is One World, number 134.
Our world is one world. What touches one affects us all. The seas that wash us round about the clouds that cover us. The rains that fall. Our world is one world. The thoughts we think affect us all. The way we build our attitudes with love or hate we make a bridge or wall. Our world is one world. Its ways of wealth affect us all. The way we spend, the way we share, who are the rich or poor, who stand or fall. Our world is one world, just like a ship that bears us all, where fear and greed make many holes, but where our hearts can hear a different call.
As we prepare to extinguish the chalice, let us recite the valediction. We extinguish this flame, but we keep its light in our hearts. The message of love and justice, taking it outside these walls, the world we live in. Please extinguish your chalice now. Now let's join a circle and join hands. Jan?
The closing words are by Theodore Parker. Be ours a religion, which like sunshine goes everywhere. Its temple, all space, its shrine, the good heart, its creed, all truth, its ritual, works of love, its profession of faith, divine living. Go in peace and love each other.
Really nice job, Jen. You did a really nice job. You did a nice job.
Thanks. Hey. Oh, good.